Yeah, no, that's really good news. Maybe what I'll do is, you won't believe that phone call.
What's that?
They're gonna give me my lease back.
No way.
Seriously.
Everything was perfect. I'd say it was a perfect hunt, but I was getting a little nervous.
You just have to appreciate and hunt the way the locals hunt.
For some people, hunting season never ends. Staying in the forefront of global conservation leaves business and safety at stake. These three men risk it all for the hunts of a lifetime.
True Magnum TV is proudly presented by Zeiss.
In the Bitterroot Valley, the Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks recently completed a study showing that expanded mountain lion harvest is necessary for a more proper predator-prey balance. James Brion is meeting up with his good friend and True Magnum professional, Ben Wohlers, to hunt the local population. Ben Wohlers is one of the first outfitters to use snow crawling technology for wintertime hunting out west. But this new mode of transportation is maintenance heavy.
Hey, come on
Ben.
in.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
We going hunting?
Did you get my message?
Ooh, I didn't.
Oh, here, I'll show you. I think I broke an axle.
Oh no. I thought I was coming over here to go hunting today, but it looks like I'm gonna be a mechanic's assistant. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Ben thinks we've got a broken axle. Oh,
Yeah.
what do we need an axle for, Ben? Come on. I've seen
Well, I
this
don't want to
thing.
get on a snowmobile, so I just soon fix
Yeah,
it.
right. I get you.
But yeah, I don't know. Gotta pull this guy off. And
Oh, wow.
I had some carnage. Well, James thinks broken axle's a pretty big deal. Maybe we're not going to hunt for a week or two, but that's not the case. Oh yeah. Yeah, what? Due for a new axle.
Oh no, axle? Ben basically built this rig, and he's got parts laying all over the place. I bet we'll get this thing going yet.
So what do you think? We're gonna be here a while?
I'll probably get out tomorrow. I've got spare axle. I break about one a year on either side, so I can keep them on hand.
All right, well, I'll help you and we'll try to get this thing going. Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
I guess if we don't get out tomorrow, we'll still be underneath this car.
When I first started running these rigs, everybody asked me why I don't snowmobile, why I'm running around in a Jeep, and is it practical or not? And honestly, I don't like to sit in the cold on a snowmobile. I just like to stay in the heated cab, and I can go dang near anywhere that a snowmobile can go as long as the road's open. Yeah, not really supposed to look like that. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, those are actually supposed to be connected.
So, hey, we're not hunting today, but we're gonna be fixing a rig. I'll learn a little bit more about his snow crawler, and you know, who knows, maybe he'll sell me one by the time the day's over. Wow. Alrighty, where's that axle?
Bo Morgan arrives in Texas, eager to hit the ground running on an Aoudad management hunt at his Desert Sheep Ranch. But first, Bo and Nick have work to do.
One of the neat things I found this year was got a hold of our friends there at Phone Scope at SHOT Show, and they showed me this deal. And I think it's going to be a great tool for guides, either youth or inexperienced hunters, that you know, you try to know what they're seeing. So we're looking down range, and if they're on the wrong animal or moving around excessively, you can see it right here without disrupting them too much, and still keeping track of what's going on downrange. So it's something that I'm trying to put in our arsenal, that the guides know how to help out and use, and it's a pretty good little thing there. I'm watching Nick, his heartbeat, and seeing how he's holding on target and everything, and it's a great way to do that. So that's what I like about this setup. It's not scope unique, so I got too many guns at my house. This, I got a Zeiss scope set up for it. Goes right on there, adjust it, once you get it set up, and the hunter looks right through the piece. I could take it off here, go over and grab my other gun, grab the Nick gun that he used, and put it on his scope and do the exact same thing. So it's a pretty universal tool that'll reach a broader base. Any hunter shows up with whatever gun he has, you can throw this on his rifle and watch what's going on, and I think it's a great tool to have. You know what I mean? You were good, bottom third, and then you move your finger back in, the whole gun goes like this, and you go to the middle of the target and just touch it off.
True Magnum TV is brought to you by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. SnapSafe, security everywhere you want it. Prairie King Ranch. And by True Magnum, the world's best hunting.
At home in Saskatchewan, Rob Dunham and Larry Mills continue their survey of the massive hunting ranch where they once operated and hope to again.
I mean, nothing touched in here since we've left. Look at this. Look at all the grass in here. Literally, it's up to your waist.
That ridge up there, that's where I got my first bull as a guide here.
Is that right?
Yeah, right up above the feeder.
17 years ago.
Yeah, no, 14.
Sorry.
Don't age me any more than I already am. A lot of friendships that have been made on this property, and it brings back a lot of those memories and an opportunity to create some more right back here where we started.
Man. Just look at this grass. I mean, 5 years of a holiday been left alone.
Yeah, just nothing touching it. Well, I guess except for what we see for deer tracks here. That's all that's been feeding here.
You know what? I don't know. I didn't know what I expected, but this is unbelievable. I mean, we're dealing with other ranches that we're leasing that are grazed, roached right down, cattle and everything.
Yeah.
This place is freaking paradise. It's untouched, man.
Yeah.
5 years. We were here 13 years, and we get the paperwork done. It's all ours again.
It'd be nice to get this back a little bit as far as getting some alfalfa seeded in some of these areas.
I wonder if we could come in and break it up and do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I'm going to get my buffalo here.
Yeah, they'll graze it down.
Grazing it all down. That is worth everything to me. For me, to be back on this property, honestly, it's a bit emotional because, I mean, when I started it, I was just newly married. My kids were little. Now one's in university, one's, 17. Larry's been with me 14 years of hunting, a lot of memories, a lot of pride in this place, along with a little bit of a bad feelings, aggression because I lost it. But then it sat empty, and it's all back in my hands potentially. So a little anxiety, hoping to close this deal and get it done because it's the biggest and best property in Canada, arguably as nice as any hunting property I've ever seen in North America. I was so worried about what it would look like.
Yeah. Well, you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the fence could be down, and it still can be, but I mean, you know what? We have a perfect buffalo ranch.
Yeah.
And if that fence with the minimal work, which I hope we'll find out here, is what we think it is, we're back in business.
Yeah.
We'll be rolling.
You
I
can-
can't wait for next year.
You can fix fence, you can't create habitat.
Write that down. Write that down. It's almost too big, it's almost too thick, it's almost too rough. But that's what people love about it, and that's what they take home with them. It'll always be in their mind. It's a hunt.
Normally, outfitters plan for a week to 10 days to find a track. With only a couple of days between James's travel schedule and having lost one due to a broken axle, Ben and James know that finding a track in time is a long shot.
These snow conditions have been awful for weeks, and we've just been waiting and waiting to try to get some decent weather, and we really still don't have it, but we've got a skiff of snow. Maybe we'll find a track.
This morning, the guys get a huge break from some unexpected help.
It takes a few people to find a track in this country, just cover miles and miles and miles. It has to have happened just right and just now. And fortunately, Tom, a friend of ours, is also out looking for us, and Tom's found a track. Boy, this track is nice. I mean, when you find a good track, you know it. Like, this is one of those no-doubters. Kind of a little nervous here. Like, finding a track this quick, this easy on a hunt is not normal, not at all. People go days and weeks to find a track like we just found. Frankly, it's making me a little nervous. Makes you wonder what could be going wrong. It's just all too easy.
Hold on. No.
I wasn't born into the cat culture, the lion hunting culture, but it's very, very neat. People don't know it, they don't appreciate it. It's deep culture, it's cool. The dog interaction, finding the tracks, the social aspect. In fact, Tom found the track for us today, and he's running back to get his wife, because his wife said, if you find a big track and you don't come get me to be with you when you run it, I'm stringing you up. So we don't need to lose Tom. He's a good track finder. So we're gonna wait for Kyla, and we're gonna go, or wherever he went.
1,400 miles to the south, Bo Morgan is preparing to start his cull hunting program mandated by the Texas Parks and Wildlife. They are to remove invasive aoudad populations from desert sheep range in order to protect the desert sheep from disease.
So we've seen some aoudad in one of the canyons, and part of what we got to do is keep them under control. And we got desert sheep, you know, kind of on-site thing. Management, well, we don't want them in here. They spread disease and they get stuff going back and forth with the desert sheep, and they just don't want them around. So we're going to get in here and poke around and see if we can find these aoudad. Start of the day, always something, you know, go fix the water first. We all want to go hunting, but also need to stay clean and sterile and safe with our food handling, so we got to get that going. Well, West Texas is a little hard on stuff. Always, 100%, always just, no matter what, you come out and mess with something, whether it's a drinker or water or gates or fences or vehicles getting messed up, or roads, you just always gotta put a little into it. We don't get carried away on it, but there's a minimum you have to do to just keep the thing running. And sometimes it changes your plan for the day.
After multiple repairs to the ranch's water lines in Texas, Bo Morgan and company can finally turn their attention to hunting.
It's a True Magnum Adventure rifle that we pack around. It's not very old. You can see a bunch of clients have drug it around the country, but it shoots good. It's got a lot of kick. It shoots something, so. Nevada picked up a couple of rams up here. In between these two main canyons, the wind's kind of bad, but we're gonna ease along here. It's strong enough, I think it's gonna push it past them. We'll get behind them, see if we can follow them up. Get them sorted out. But one looks pretty good. But there's two rams, we'll shoot them both if they get into them. They just don't want a competition with our desert bighorns in here. So. See how it goes. The management plan in here is no outdad with our desert sheep, so that's why the two guns. There's a couple billies for sure, a couple rams for sure. We're gonna hopefully shoot them both. You know, Nick's first up, never killed one, so it's kind of cool. It's a trophy hunt on a coal management hunt, and then Matt'll get ready and follow up. You know, just that we don't want them in here. They might have turned. It's got another little ridge that goes here that overlooks the road from behind the house. So if we tap out here, there might be a ridge in front of us, 400 or 500 yards out there. They might have turned and went that way.
So we can see. If we elevate above them, we'll be able to see.
It's going to be pretty level. It's going to be pretty level. So if we go past, our wind's good, and come up in there, if they don't show up here, they might be showing up out on the face there. Last we seen them were up here. They didn't go this way down the ridge. They went to another ridge that's up here. So we'll get downwind and then see if we can see them before they see us. It's pretty tight quarters. They see us, they're gonna check out. So part of the fun. Scope cap off.
You just a love run.
After the dogs are on a track, you know, you kind of want to say, all right, we got them. There's a million things that can happen. So I'm just crossing my fingers all the way to the tree or until we hear the dogs barking.
Selfish South African trip without my hunters is a bush buck. If I got that, I'd be bush buck or a big kudu. I'd be thrilled.
Hold it. Stop.